A safe haven law in Nebraska is raising some serious questions. It is not just for babies, and now some parents are actually abandoning their teenagers. Early Show national correspondent Hattie Kauffman reports.
Over the last decade or so, 49 states have made it legal for mothers to abandon their newborns at hospitals or fire stations. Nebraska was the last state to pass a safe haven law. But where other states allow moms to drop off unwanted babies, Nebraska took the law much farther. Here, the law doesn't limit safe haven to babies. This past weekend, a 13-year-old girl was left at this hospital. Earlier, 11 and 15-year-old boys were abandoned at hospital doors. A 12-year-old was dropped at a police station.
I'm not surprised by it.
Nebraska State Senator Brad Ashford has no regrets about the law.
Quite frankly, if the stress level gets to a point where something bad could happen, I'd rather have that child, whether it be 10 years old, 4 years old,
or 15,
or even 15. To me, the child is safe.
But critics fear the floodgates are open.
What were you thinking when you heard they were debating this law? Did you say, don't do it, you're making a mistake?
Absolutely. These are parents and caregivers who are saying, I can't handle this child by myself.
I'm dropping him off at the hospital, and your concern is that that child then goes right into the foster care system.
Exactly, which is already overflowing.
Kids who are dropped off are brought here for evaluation. Counselors say the biggest hurdle is convincing them that being abandoned isn't their fault. But don't be so quick to blame the parents, says Connie Hammett. Her 17-year-old daughter has had behavioral problems since she was 5.
A lot of the focus has been on the cruelty, the aspect that the child is going through abandonment.
Walk a mile in my shoes, and then you would have the right to say that to me.
Were there times when you considered dropping off your child, if you could have?
I would say that, yes, I as a parent would drop her off.
I have spent 30 years of my life trying to create systems that serve the best interest of children, and I don't think this safe haven law does that.
Hattie Kauffman, CBS News, Omaha, Nebraska.
Joining us now is CBS News legal analyst Lisa Bloom. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think of this controversial new law?
I think it's a good thing. I represented abused children for about 10 years in my law practice. Anything that protects children from being abused or neglected, I'm in favor of. I think it's time to tighten up that law a little bit so that not just any child can be dropped off at a hospital for virtually any reason, which is what we're seeing. But still, children are difficult to raise, Julie, and out-of-control teenagers can be even more difficult than a newborn. I think this is a good recognition by the state of Nebraska saying, look, we want to help parents of out-of-control teens.
What about the criticism that this is just sending kids into the foster care system, which is already overflowing? So you're just flooding something that, a place that really can't help these kids.
Well, maybe we should come up with an alternative then. I mean, what's interesting about this approach is parents can drop off teens or adolescents for a day or a week and then reclaim them. You know, usually foster care proceedings are instituted involuntarily against a parent. A parent doesn't want to let go of that child but is forced to give up that child. But what about a parent who simply says very honestly, I can't control my kid. I don't have the skills. I don't have the resources to do with it. I think what we're seeing in this story is a real wake-up call that we don't provide much help to parents like that. And maybe it's time we did.
I mean, are there alternatives for parents who are having problems with their teenagers at home?
Well, there are, but it's very difficult. A parent could institute a relinquishment proceeding, but that could take weeks or even months, a lot of expensive legal bills. Most parents aren't capable of doing that. Parents have to turn to other family members, friends to take in an out-of-control teen. But, you know, a lot of parents don't have that option available.
Lisa Bloom, thank you so much.
Thanks.